Evaluation of a lesion on his right dorsal wrist. You can see here it's mobile, it shifts, maintains its position. He knows that this is a ganglion cyst. He's had this is drained on him a couple of times but continues to come back. So in terms of treatment options, these are harder to take out than you'd think because it communicates with the underlying wrist. So if you just drain them, if we just put a needle into it and drain the material out, which isn't overly complicated, regrettably 50% of these recur. So to reduce that, we instill a steroid compound, and that number reduces from 50% down to about 15%. And my experiences has shown me that at the very least this will shrink quite a bit. So we're hoping to increase this cases. We'll evaluate this over time and sort of see how this develops. So we've already used chlorhexidine 3 times in alcohol to the area. I'm just going to apply one last layer of chlorhexidine. Just be aware if you're doing this from a resident's perspective, the key component with the topical anesthetics is sort of topical preparations you can use. You just want to make sure you give them time. If you're too quick with it, then it doesn't have time to kill the superficial cells or the coliforming units. So this is just some basic xylocaine. So you can see there's a vessel running here, so I'm just going to be off to the side here and just put a puncture. And a lot of times with ganglion cysts, you'll actually cause this to rupture just by putting a little bit of your freezing in. Chris, that's not too bad?
No.
So the reason I put any in whatsoever is just because I'll usually drain this, and you'll see in a second, I'll use the number 11 blade. You can see it's infusing a bit into the actual cyst cavity. Now when I pull this out, you might see a little bit of the material coming out, not quite now. So I like to use this blade as the number 11, so it's just better at puncturing specifically. Now what I'll do is I'll put back pressure on it, so there's no pressure there, it doesn't hurt too much.
No.
You'll oftentimes feel it give. Sorry, yeah, I was going to say it doesn't feel like we... See, there's some of it there, but not as much as I'd expect. That's the thicker gelatinous material coming out. The problem you can sometimes get into this is sometimes this is loculated as well. So if it has walls within it, then it doesn't break down as simply. This is coming out, just it's a little bit more liquid than it is firm. You can see that the swelling's come down. I'm just putting pressure through that to help it out a little bit. So once I've expressed out as much as I can, because we want to try and help it reduce from that perspective, that's not hurting too much, Chris?
Not at all.
So then what we'll do is we'll instill some steroid. Now, you do have options here. So this is just pure Depomedrol, and I use not a very long needle because you won't need it. Got some pressure here. Now clearly we're going to fill this back up to a certain extent, but I'm not worried about that because the steroid is an anti-inflammatory.